Something just happened, and it shocked everyone close to Joni Lamb. It wasn't planned. It wasn't part of the show. It was raw, real, and completely unexpected. People who followed her for years were left speechless. Some couldn't believe it. Others saw it coming, but not like this. In just minutes, everything changed. And now, she's facing the one thing she thought she'd never lose. This is the moment nobody was ready for. Something is wrong. You can feel it in the way Joni Lamb talks now. Her voice has changed. Her smile is smaller. And for the first time in years, she looks unsure. Just a few months ago she was everywhere. Running Daystar. Hosting her shows. Wearing the best clothes. Flying on private jets. People listened to her. People followed her. But now, something is different. Something is missing. Her family is falling apart. Her fans are confused. And some pastors, people who used to praise her, they've stopped talking about her completely. What really happened? Was it the marriage to Dr. Doug Weiss? Was it the fight with her son Jonathan? Was it money problems? Or is there something deeper? Something she doesn't want us to see? Today we're going to break it all down. This is the story of how Joni Lamb may have just lost everything. But first, let's go back to the moment it all started to fall apart. Because it didn't happen overnight. It started with one decision. And that decision changed everything. Joni Lamb was not always this quiet. She used to be strong, confident. She would sit in her chair on Table Talk, smile big and say things like, "God is good." She believed she was doing His work. But something changed in 2023. It was the day she announced her new relationship. A new man. A new marriage. His name was Dr. Doug Weiss. She smiled when she said his name. She told the world that God brought them together. That He healed their hearts. That this was part of His plan. But behind the scenes, many people were shocked. Some were angry. And others walked away. Because this wasn't just any marriage. This came less than 2 years after her husband, Marcus Lamb, died. Marcus wasn't just her husband. He was the face of Daystar. He built the whole network. He led it with passion. And when he died, it broke many hearts. People expected Joni to wait. To grieve longer. To honor Marcus for years. But Joni didn't wait. She moved on quickly. Too quickly for some. That was the moment when everything started to crack. After Joni married Doug Weiss, something strange happened. Her family, especially her son Jonathan, stopped smiling. Jonathan had always been close to his father, Marcus Lamb. They worked together. They preached together. He looked up to him like a hero. And now, suddenly, his mother had replaced him. Not just in her heart, but also on her show. Doug Weiss was now sitting in Marcus's seat. Talking like Marcus. Acting like Marcus. Even preaching like him. It didn't feel right. Jonathan didn't say much at first. He stayed quiet. He posted less online. He didn't celebrate the wedding like fans expected. People started asking questions. Where is Jonathan? Why isn't he speaking up? Why does he look so distant? Behind the scenes, things were worse. There were arguments. Tears. Silence. Some sources say Jonathan was hurt. He felt like his dad was being forgotten. Like Daystar was changing too fast. Others say he wanted to protect the network. But couldn't stop what was happening. Whatever the truth is, one thing was clear. The Lamb family was no longer united. At first, people thought Joni's marriage to Doug Weiss was just a surprise. But soon, it became something else. It became a scandal. You see, Doug wasn't just any man. He had his own ministry. He had been married before. And he wasn't part of the Lamb family. So when Joni brought him into the Daystar spotlight, everything changed. Some fans were confused. Some pastors were angry. And others, quietly left. Big names who used to sit beside Joni on Table Talk stopped coming. Ministers like Greg Laurie, Jack Hibbs, even friends from the past, started distancing themselves. Why? Because Daystar didn't feel like Daystar anymore. It started feeling like the Doug and Joni show. Doug began appearing in interviews, giving advice, sharing stories, even preaching beside Joni. But here's the part that really shocked people. He wasn't just a guest. He was now being introduced as Dr. Doug Weiss, Joni's covering. That word, covering. It set off alarms. Many Christians believe a spiritual covering is a husband or leader chosen by God to protect and guide. But calling Doug her covering felt like he was replacing Marcus. People began to talk. Did Joni just erase Marcus's legacy? Is Doug trying to take over Daystar? Why does it feel like a business now, not a ministry? Some fans even said, this doesn't feel like God. It feels like ambition. And then, there were whispers. Whispers that staff members were uncomfortable. that some employees left, that not everyone believed Doug had good intentions. One former viewer posted, "I don't watch Daystar anymore. I used to cry during worship. Now I just feel weird when Doug speaks." Even longtime donors pulled back. Donations dropped. Ratings slipped. The comments under Joni's posts became darker. People weren't clapping anymore. They were asking questions. Joni tried to ignore it. She kept smiling, kept posting happy photos, kept talking about love and healing. But the damage was already spreading. The very thing she built for 25 years was now falling apart because of one decision. And still she refused to slow down. For a long time, people believed Daystar would stay in the Lamb family. Everyone thought Jonathan Lamb would lead it. He was smart, calm, loyal. He knew how the network worked. He had worked under his dad Marcus for years. But after Joni married Doug Weiss, things started to shift. Doug wasn't just Joni's husband. He started acting like the new head of Daystar. Like he had power. Like he had a voice in everything. And Jonathan slowly disappeared from the spotlight. He used to be everywhere. Hosting. Smiling. Traveling. But now he looked tired. Quiet. Distant. Behind the cameras, something serious was happening. There was a power struggle. Jonathan didn't want to fight with his mom. But he also didn't want to hand over everything his father built to a man who just showed up. Doug had ideas. Big ones. He wanted more shows. More counseling content. More focus on his brand. Less focus on Marcus. Less focus on the old Daystar. Jonathan tried to speak up. But some say Joni didn't listen. She was in love. She trusted Doug. She thought he was sent by God. People close to the family say Jonathan tried to warn her that Doug was moving too fast, that viewers were pulling away, that the ministry was losing its roots. But Joni stood by Doug, no matter what. Then, things exploded. Some staff at Daystar were told to take new directions. People were fired. Some were pushed out quietly. One worker said in a blog post, "Doug doesn't care about Marcus's vision. He wants his own thing. And Joni is letting him do it." Others say Jonathan packed his things and stopped showing up to major events. He stayed off the stage. He didn't attend big broadcasts. He wasn't there for Doug's birthday tribute. He was missing from family dinners shown online. And still, Joni acted like everything was fine. But it wasn't. The Lamb family was now split. Viewers could see it. They could feel it. There were no more group prayers. No more family talks on the couch. No more Lamb family unity. Instead, there was a quiet war. A son trying to protect his father's legacy. And a mother trying to defend her new husband. The question was, who would win? Would Jonathan walk away? Or would Joni finally see what was happening? By this time, something else started to fall apart. The viewers, the donors, the trust. It will wrap everything up with clarity, emotion, and tension. Still in super simple English for strong viewer connection. Narrator. Joni Lamb used to be loved by millions. People watched her shows every day. They cried during her prayers. They felt God through the screen. She was strong. She was honest. She was someone people could trust. But now, everything is different. Her own family is divided. Her viewers are confused. And her new marriage has left people heartbroken. Comments under her posts are no longer kind. People ask questions she won't answer. Where's Jonathan? Why did you move on so fast? What happened to Marcus's dream? And Joni? She's trying to smile through it. Still posting selfies. Still sitting next to Doug on camera. Still pretending nothing is wrong. But the numbers tell a different story. Less people are watching. Less people are giving. Even some pastors are turning their backs. And worst of all, the feeling is gone. That feeling people used to get when they tuned into Daystar. The feeling of peace, of hope, of faith. It's not there anymore. Because Daystar doesn't feel like Daystar. Feels broken. Not because Joni remarried, but because she didn't slow down. Because she didn't listen. Because she let someone else take the seat Marcus left behind. Without thinking about the pain it would cause. Now the world is watching. But not with love. With sadness. Joni didn't just lose fans. She didn't just lose respect. She lost something deeper. She lost the trust of the people who believed in her. She lost the peace that used to cover Daystar. And maybe, just maybe, she lost herself. Sometimes the fall doesn't happen in one day. It happens slowly. One choice at a time. And now, it may be too late to fix it. Because Joni Lamb just lost everything.